good.
All right, great. Okay, so I'm gonna start us off with Nigeria,
Okay.
JMIA,
Okay. Okay.
and we had this big spike on it. It did really well in like the mid August. Pulled back, kind of came back up again. But really, it's that $7 level was pretty strong. Right now, the flow on it is 9. So I've got like 916, 9C, 1021, 9C, very strong. It's bullish across all expirations. 7P is kind of the sold put that kind of dominates things right now. So um, but still, I think that we're heading to 9, and I don't think it's going to take very long.
I wanted to pull this one, but it just hasn't got back to 650 because that's the top of our channel. Like
Yeah,
we had what 5 to 650 was our channel, and I was kind of waiting for it to get back to there, but it's never really pulled back. We maybe took off before us, but volume profiles 8.3. The last high was 10. 9 is totally reasonable here. There's $1.20 left on that. I like ads below 8.
yeah. I
I
actually
like
thought
it.
because I had I was watching this, and this again was my idea of what the stock market was going to do. But the like in September, like September 1st was such a bad day that I thought, okay, now I was looking at this one in particular. Now we're gonna pull back to 650, maybe 625, something like that, and
Yes.
consolidate for a bit and then head back up. But yeah, like you mentioned, it just didn't really give us that. So with that being said, I would not swing this. I think that you can day trade it because I think we're going to get some like 5 to 8% days to the upside, and I would play options maybe like 2 weeks out, and that's how I'd approach it.
Nice. Yeah, I just like shares below. I like shares like 760,
Yeah, yeah, for
780,
sure.
and then you just play it up for your 5% from there. Previous winner though, that's what intrigues me about it. I've played this one before. It moves so well.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know. I remember, and I just it was a tough sell the first time we ever talked about it,
Yes.
given what it is, the Nigerian
Amazon or whatever.
Amazon thing. Yeah. Um, all right. Next up for me, this is a chemical stock that is new to me, but I like everything about it. NTR. So
NTR.
this is um, it is a large cap. The options on it are fairly reasonable though, so not really gonna break the bank. But I just see a pretty big move on this, and I've got 97 and C and for 916, 1021, 102 C, 103 C. Just very likely to break through that. Put to call ratio. There really aren't many puts on this thing. It's a 0.36. So just a pretty clear example. Stock like this is not one that's going to be a real target for shorting or anything like that. Pretty smooth move up to 100, probably 105 or so.
Yeah, I got a 9. There's a nice support at 90. And then yeah, 98, kind of the channel.
So they do. They're a crop nutrient company. They so they deal with like fertilizer stuff like that. And yeah, and fertilizer. By the way, I mean we're talking about Europe. Um, that is kind of a big part of what's going on over there. Is just fertilizer shortages and farming issues and like farmers protesting and regulations and all that kind of stuff. So it's a Canadian company, but they do a lot of international business, and they're not the only. There's like quite a few agricultural stocks that are popping up on my radar. So this was the A plus setup of those, but I like the sector overall.
There, I'm with you on that. What is? No, okay, I'm wrong on that. Yeah, it just seems like they got. There's a weird spike to me in the biggest level here. Really, is at 70. That's the only thing that scares me, P. But there's
Yeah.
support being built at this 90 level for sure.
Mhm.
So I would just be mindful under that. Like if it gets to like 87, I would probably let it settle. Um,
Yeah.
but it has a higher low setup right now, and if you go off of that, like your top end is 115, and I think that's what you said, correct? Oh, you said
Yeah.
105, 105. Um,
Right.
yeah, no, I like it, and so I'm with you 100% on sector. It's one we don't have a lot of too, so getting another one sounds great to me. Um,
Yeah.
I like it.
Cool. Cool. All right. So next up, this is I think it's a previous winner. We've been in it before. I'm into skills again.
Okay,
SKLZ.
Z, you got buck 50 reads again or what?
Yep. So let me give you the flow.
Where did we get to last time, Buck? We got the 195 last time.
Yeah, it's
Just need the volume.
the people dreaming of like $4 on it are going to be disappointed, but I think that this is turning into a pretty reliable channel. So what I've got on it, I've got 1.5C for 916 and 10.7. Those are um, the big contracts. Sold puts at 1. And that to me, I don't think it's going to dip to 1, but they're just selling a lot of puts on that. And then I got 2C on 1014. So possible 2 tests, but you can trade this, and you don't need it to run all the way to 2 to have a nice trade on it.
I got 138 line. I put this line on here, I'm assuming, because this candle right here. Um, this basically just to see, like, to make sure it stays alive. And we're still real close to 138. We're 135 right now. Um, I like playing this back to the $2 test. 180, 190 is usually what you get. You don't usually get all the $2 because people will just start selling. Um, but
Yes.
but you do get that's enough range from the 130 to the 180 level. That's almost 40%. So I like it. It's a volume play though more than a level play for me. You need the volume to come in.
Yeah, and it's a stock. It has a little bit of a following. People have heard of it, so
Oh, 100%.
yeah, yeah.
100%.
It for them to really like take off, I would think that they need to get acquired or something. Otherwise, we're
Yeah.
just gonna kind of stay in this channel. But we're at the bottom of it, so I think it's a good time to buy it. And by the way, like the reason that a stock like this doesn't really show up for me at like 120 or 125 is because there's always that possibility that it's going to get there and just die. So it kind of has to
Yeah.
show a little life
Yes.
first.
Yes.
Then the flow comes in, and then I would rather miss out on that 10 cents than buy it at 120 and have it fall to like 97 or
Oh
something
yeah,
like that. So
overnight for sure.
yeah,
Um, Yeah, these guys long term probably reverse split. To be honest with you,
Oh yeah,
just
yeah,
100% honest with you, that in the long term, that's probably where these guys are going. But there's plenty of move. These moves off $1 to $2. That's 100%. That's what we look for.
yep.
Like it.
All right. Next up for me, wide open West. Wow. I've
Back on this guy. I like this chart.
Yeah, this is I think my third time going for this one, and it's one of those. When I take it off, it's usually because we're just taking the win and calling it good.
Yeah.
And same kind of setup in the flow that I look for. Flow to 20, and there's some push here for 11, 18, 25C. That contract is $50. That is when I do my contract picks, that's really the best one to play because it's so far out that Theta Decay isn't really going to get you, and that move to 20 is going to take those contracts to like $90. So you go from 50 to $90. That's a nice return, and that's where I think we're headed. I don't know that we get 25, but I do think that we get 20, and that we get it this month.
Our channel 1746, so 1750, and then 2158. Your all-time high sometime last year was 23.7. So and we just sat in this channel. Excuse me. We just sat in this channel since then. So definitely a breakout candidate. Um, Previous winner, all that lines up. I love the read too because this channel's been completed what 1, 2, 3, like 5 times in the last 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah, I mean that dip that we got was great because it just total reset, same flow that popped up last time. So yeah, really nice previous winner and pretty safe entries down here.
Yeah, I like this chart.
All right, next up, I just need to make sure that okay, yeah. So we didn't have it on last week. So FSR, I guess I'm trying to think what happened. It showed up in my notes like really early in the week, but not last week.
It
So
was in my
I
notes
basically
last week,
you're
and you said not yet,
yeah
and then Monday you said, "Hey, FSR," because we
right, yeah,
always. I mean, I have 30 plays, so it's gonna happen.
yeah,
But
right.
it's always one of them. It's always one of them, and that was the one last week. 840, 849, 850 is our line down here, and then we have an $11 top. Um, the timing. It's all about timing here, right, P?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, and that is where I think it's going to 11. So um,
Yep.
just it's gonna give you those kind of a few 1% days here and there, but yeah, it's gonna go, and I think you'll want a position when it does, and it's not likely to just collapse on you. It's shown enough strength down here that I think it'll be fine.
What are your dates? I'm curious on that. I mean, is it end of the month or is it more in October or November?
So I've got it's 9:30 mostly.
Okay, so this month,
So
eleven.
end of this month, yeah, 11C, 10C, 11C,
Yeah, because
and then sold puts at 10. So they're you doing like the in the money um, sold puts too.
so they're supposed to be. I don't know exactly the wording on it. I follow a lot of stocks, um, but they're supposed to be giving the people that pre-ordered their delivery dates, and they're supposed to be making that announcement in October.
Oh, okay.
That's my understanding. So like the people that are ready to get their car, they're going to have a date, and that's a pretty big catalyst because it kind of will spread out their deliveries, right? Like you'll via internet, people will say, "Oh, I get mine in December," or they'll be like, "What the hell? I got 18 months." So you'll kind of see that pop up, and I think that's a pretty big catalyst for them. Um, but we talked about that last week, EV in general, right? Like, I think it's going to go the last quarter. It's just when timing it.
Yes, absolutely.
These guys are probably top 2 or 3 for me, just because they're ready to deliver. That's why.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And they, they have a following. They've made, previous runs before, so yeah, really like it.
The Ocean 2 is a pretty nice car. It's not no solo.
Yeah, exactly. So this next one is a stock we talk about a lot. We hadn't really put it on the hot list, but just kind of another week of consolidation just has me thinking the next move is going to be really huge, and that's Rev.
Really, not the one I was thinking about.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, no, interesting. Okay, okay.
were you thinking Weber?
No, no, not at all.
Oh,
I had a couple on my mind, but it wasn't. I mean, I wasn't locked into one, but this wasn't in the ballpark. But you have it in
so
your notes, but every other day.
oh okay, okay,
Enough that I
yeah,
put it in my notes. Interesting.
yeah.
I like this play as long as we know that it's gonna red box someday.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So Rev, um, Wales do something sort of interesting with this one that you see sometimes. They go with leaps way out of the money and they day trade them. So it's January 35C, which is $100, and they'll basically, if we get the move is going to probably be $10, just from what I'm seeing, and so they'll basically you could double those leaps based on that. You can do like the nearer term stuff too. It's not really that advantageous to trade weeklies on it though. To me, I would probably just go with October, but that's kind of up to you. But regardless, it just sort of pops in there every day in my filters, and I see that big spike to 10 could happen just in one day or 2 days. But
Yes, I'm glad
um,
you said that. So you're seeing 35 leaps being scalped, but you've seen them move to 10. That's kind of what you're saying.
yes, and I
Okay.
say that because the shorter term stuff it kind of caps at 10,
Okay.
and the
Okay.
shorter term calls get bearish after 10, but the leaps to 35 are completely bullish, and it's like they just sort of coordinate their attention in those. And you see this that's what Goose trades on this too.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
So
wasn't Goose, didn't Goose trade those like back on the
yeah,
first run up?
exactly. Yeah, the
Yeah.
exact same contract they were doing,
Fucking
which
Goose.
gives you a lot of opportunities to get in and out and get a good fill. So that's one reason to do that.
I don't say it like this often, but since I kind of got the professor's backing here, it's gonna make sense. This thing, when it moves like 1 or 2 days. You can see it on the chart. Like it goes from the sixes or the fives or whatever all the way to 10. If it doesn't get into the tens or make a higher high here, run away from this thing.
Yeah,
If you look on the day chart, you have higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. If you do not continue that trend, I would really stay out of it. I like the $6 level right here. I it's not offered long, but it's a psychological thing. You just that's as low as it goes. People say, "Nope, I'm keeping it at 6," and we've been there probably the last 2 weeks.
yeah. You're not trading fundamentals on eyeshadow. So yeah, I think
On
it's definitely
bankrupt eyeshadow.
right.
That was what started this whole thing. Is they got the bankruptcy news.
Yeah, I remember that train wreck down to like 150 or something,
Yeah,
and then it just took off.
just
Yeah,
fucking took off, man.
yeah. What's the one that's in my notes that you were thinking I was going to talk about?
No,
Is
no,
that
no. This is in your notes. I was just thinking of. I was trying to think of which one had a flat bottom like this. That we were. I was thinking, is he talking about um, Affirmed or Roblox or what is he talking about? I couldn't
Oh,
figure it
yeah,
out.
yeah.
I couldn't figure it out. Like I had a couple in my mind, but this was not in the ballpark. And it is in your notes every day, so it should have been, or every other day.
Yeah,
You
right,
say
right. Yeah,
something.
I just and I mean we could have hot listed this a bunch of times. That basically, like with the hot list, I'll do a few of these that are kind of they're sort of riskier and they're sort of lottos.
Yeah, yeah.
But like our main hot list is pretty safe stuff, and so I'll throw a couple in like this.
Yeah, I mean, when BBY's there, you got to do it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
AMC looks good. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Next up for me is GSAT, which
Okay.
has really kind of really interesting stock. You can look up my tweets on this one from back when it was at around $1, and I took it to like I think on that trade I took it to like 130 or something like that, and uh, got out of it. Kind of was just sort of on a real steady grind. Got that news catalyst with Apple, and took off towards 3, which was where the flow told me it was going. But that did not last long. I mean, like minutes. And it dropped back. Did not hold 2, but I see it after maybe a little bit of consolidation, but very likely to go and head back towards 2 from
Yeah, we have 135, 134, sorry, 173 channel. So when this ran initially, I kind of thought I had missed the train to 2, but this checking back basically right to the level I have on the upper channel 173 right here. I really like it, especially if we get a day or two right here. Um, even back to 2 is enough. That's 30 cents. That's a good trade for me.
and this does have 2.5C for 930, and you still some 3C for October. So so there's some potential there. I think realistically, probably like 215, 220. I think is probably what I'm going to see, just because I'm sort of looking at the volume on 2 and 2.5. If it does get some momentum past 2, and those 2.5s and 3s start to pop up, it certainly could do that. But if your entry is down here, you'll be pretty much scaled out by the time it starts to try to test those levels.
And for me, I'm hypersensitive to this stock now. I mean, they just got a partnership with the biggest company on the fucking market, which is Apple. They're doing their emergency services satellites for that. So I mean, the potential, if their PR department is worth a grain of salt, they could drop stuff quarterly now that will get people excited just because they can include Apple in the title. It just comes up in the scan searches and stuff like that. Even stuff simple as like, 450 people rescued this year using the satellites and stuff. Shit like that. They can be linked to all that. So it just kind of opens another door for those day trade quick pops. It's stock that you want to keep on your radar because again, they're linked to the biggest company in the world now.
Yep. Yeah, I'm with it.
I love it. I love it.
All right. Next up for me is Roblox.
Yeah. There we go.
Definitely liking this one. So yeah, and I think for the room, it's you sort of look at this and it's like, well, it seems like we're kind of late, right? It's like it went up almost 9%, but that's not really how it works with this one. It still has a lot of room, and could give you some pullbacks. But let me give you the roadmap here. I mean, you're seeing flow to the 60s that in the leaps that is not it's not like a pipe dream for that to happen. I think that definitely
Well,
is possible.
what's your realistic price for Roblox? Like realistic.
Um, how long out are we talking? Like,
Right now.
oh, right now, um, 55,
Okay.
60 maybe.
Okay. You want to know what mine is?
What's that?
101. It's $100 stock. They print money.
Oh wow.
They got their own display at Costco that's literally just so you can buy a card so your kid can spend money on blocks. And they just opened up advertising to the entire market. They were only allowed like 3 companies to advertise before. And they just passed news to advertise anybody. Anyone can go advertise in there. I mean, there's probably some parameters, but um, that
So
that
yeah, okay. So yeah, I think as yes. So
that's the
like
money
as
printer.
like what is a a fair value for Roblox? Like I think 80 to 100. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
with you. Um,
yeah, they really are,
the
man.
the and I mean by the way the highest open interest contract on Roblox is January 100C,
Yeah,
and that is $40. So that actually is a pretty attractive contract to me. Um, I might go out to March or something, but yeah, that 100C, I think you will um, start to see that. The contract I like heading into this week is 91649C. It's about $80. You could go 50. That contract's about $60. Either one of those, I think, if you're day trading it, is the one I would look at. The another attractive thing about this one is that has a lot of sold puts at 45 and 44. So if we do get, especially with CPI, you could have this dip to 42 or 43 for like 15 minutes and then head back. So
yeah.
um, yeah, you're going to get some opportunities for some good entries. But in the kind of the near term here, I think it's going to get into that 50 to 55 range, and we'll see where we go from there.
This week it's probably better on options unless we get the skies falling and it pulls back to 40. I like the 40 level. Um, yeah, more of a long term play for me. But again, that you just buy it and pullbacks in that regard. DCAN. Um, I had 48 as a strike, so I like that you said 49. You even see more than I did, so um,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
All right. Next up for me is PFE, and
Yes.
this has been in my notes quite a bit, and it's one of those ones. I think one of the days when it was down like around 45, 46, that I said what I wanted to see it do was get back into a channel. And when I talk about a channel, I mean obviously that's kind of a TA thing, but it's an option strike thing too.
Sure.
And the
100%.
channel on this is 48C to like 54, 55C, where I just you can see them walking it up when it does that. And because it fell out of that channel, I wanted to see it kind of reclaim that, which I think it did. And I think we should head back up to like 52, something like that.
This is the point of the show where I remind everybody that the professor is not looking at my screen. 47.98 or 48 is what we have on the bottom. 54.21 is what we have on the top. A volume profile on the 1 year is 52. It's
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, it's perfect. It was in my notes as well for the same reason. This channel has been there 3 times in the last 4 months. Yeah, 3 times in the last 4 months.
Yeah, and I mean it's it's obviously we've talked a lot about how the market has kind of COVID fatigue and like COVID doesn't really move anything anymore. But Pfizer's a lot bigger than COVID.
Hundred
So
percent.
just in it will get into this channel and move it and doesn't need a news catalyst to do it like
Yeah.
I think like Novavax does. So
I actually watched I was watching some news last week, sometime during the week, and they had a big thing on Pfizer. Had nothing to do with COVID, and the guy was super bullish, like 75 super bullish, which I think is absurd. Don't. Um, but they have so much going on that there's always something positive for them.
yeah, right. And I think I mean it's like 60s. I'd get the hell out at six, like
Oh
you're
yeah,
60s.
yeah.
Call it. Good.
Let's
But yeah, we're in that a really reliable
yeah. We're
um, and we
58,
have good people here. So
48 to 54. Let's just play that for the next 3 years. It can stay
exactly.
right there. No, I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
All right. So next up for me is Plug. This is one that has shown up in
Sweet.
my notes quite a bit. And basically with Plug, like you look at it and it's it's running a little hot. But what I see happening is 32. I think it's going to bust through that, and my current top end on it.
It's gonna be this guy right here. No, that's your 32. It's gonna be this guy right here. You should have 40s.
I do, yeah. So I got leaps to 40, mid range calls like 36 in November, and yeah,
We had a 1650 to 25 21 channel volume profile 2160 on the 1 year. We're confirming that. If you look at the weekly, the last 5 weeks have bounced off that 25 red green red green. Um, Eventually you're coming off this line, in my opinion, especially how thick these candles are staying. It's having a $4 move the last 5 weeks every week, so I like it.
yeah, and if we don't bust through that 32 on this this attempt and it just just pulls back again, that's when we just wait for that 25 again and we'll just see how long this wants to go. But I do think 25 will hold even if the market pulls back.
If we do get through 32, Professor, 40 looks quick on my end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would not and basically
because this is 32.
the day it breaks through 32, I almost guarantee you I can look at the flow and I'll see a spike in 40C for a couple weeks out because I think whales are sort of waiting for that too, and they'll roll up or buy new ones, at that point.
On that spike to 37, right there, when it breaks
Yeah,
through. Yeah, I like it. Sector 2. I like it. I like that part about it right now.
yeah. I'm liking these EV chargers, and the one that we had been talking about, ChargePoint
Short
is, I think, still pretty good. Just a little bit more overbought to me, but I think ChargePoint's in kind of a similar situation. The number on ChargePoint where it'll just take off
20.
is 20 exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you follow the sector, you can just kind of like have your go-to stock, and they all perform in kind of a similar way.
If you see
Um,
Beam over that way ever come up next week or so, let me know because it's at the bottom of a channel too.
oh, nice. Okay, yeah. I actually hit Beam the last time we talked about it. First time I'd ever traded it.
It's another one that's like $1 above my level, and I'm, you know me, I'm fucking. It's got to be cheap, or I won't do
Yeah.
it.
All right. Next up for me is Yelp. So
did you look at my list? I have to ask.
no.
This is crazy. All right, go ahead, proceed.
So we've been on Yelp before, and this one I missed the big. They do sometimes do well on earnings. I missed that big spike, but we had to pull back a little bit of consolidation, and now we're back on the move again. So I think it probably is going to test those ER highs,
Yeah.
but it doesn't really even have to get all the way there for us to have a good trade on it. Um, Whales are really getting into 36, 38C, and those 38Cs for October, would be what would push it past that to 39 and then possibly 40. But basically looking for that play to 38, and those October contracts is what I'm targeting.
The bro, like the last four out of five have been on my list that I dropped in
Oh,
co-op.
wow.
Um, this being one of them too. What I like about this one is we had a 2668 or 27, call it 27, and 33, actually a whole number there, 33 channel. Volume profile is 3450 on both the 3 and the 1 year. So I mean we're just right there pretty much for me, right? You have this 33 to 35 ad zone, and then the flow dictates the target for me. Um, so yeah, I like that setup. I was gonna ask you, hey, if you have 40s, this is gonna be good. Love everything about it.
Yeah, and it's just the market is kind of right for stocks like this that are kind of risk on tech, software, apps, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so that is my list for now. I did actually. There is one large mega cap I want you to look at,
Yes.
and what do you think of Meta right now?
I was looking at it. I'm a 155 guy, um, which it's higher lowing off of that. If you look at all the time frames, pretty much it's not really getting to 155. We're getting to like the 159s now. Um,
Yeah.
but the 200 or the 190 test is kind of what I see happening. Um, I don't know why it's taken so long. Um, it could have started though here Thursday, Friday. To be honest with you, though, this could be the start of that run. 168. We topped out at what 183 the last time it attempted. So I mean, you still have a $15 move from here before you get to the last high. Um,
Yes.
I
And
think it should be 190 200 though. That's where I think this should probably be.
that's my take as well. Basically, planning to day trade 180C on it, and looking to see if it's gonna break through that, and maybe have like a runner or two, um, a couple weeks out. But yeah, no, it's in a good spot, and I actually was bearish on this until Thursday morning, and then the flow on it kind of dramatically shifted. So definitely a big watch for me in the mega caps.
For me, the mega caps, and it's kind of stupid to even say it this way, but the mega caps that are well known, like all mega caps aren't well known, um,
Yeah.
but the ones that are like household, like you want to put money in, um, it almost is like they still do have or had an extra bad news already priced in. So like this level was, um, if the Ukraine nuclear plant went off, they already priced that in, right? Like the world's
Right.
failing. So it really should, and that's kind of how I look at a lot of these ones. PayPal was like that for a while. It was like PayPal's $100, 90 to $100, just has to be. And the same thing with Meta. It should be closer to 200. I just think as an one extra negative catalyst priced in already. Um, yeah, that's me keeping it real simple.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you. I think Meta, when it has like its leg, next leg up that it actually holds, is between a 200 and like 225 stock. For it to ever get back to that 350 to 375, their whole metaverse thing would have to like actually really pan
Oh
out very
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Um, uh, but uh, but yeah, I think we'll definitely see some recovery, and it's just sort of absurd for this to be under 200
The
to
thing
me.
the thing about them, I think they have trouble with is finding a positive catalyst. The best thing or best comparison I could kind of make is Starbucks. Like Starbucks was getting trashed, and it got down to like in the 60s, and it just was, again, had an extra negative catalyst worked in, and then they started getting better news, which pushed that back. But until these guys get something positive, um, it's going to be hard to get up there and hold the $200 level. Um, and at this point, it kind of have to be the metaverse or the Oculus, right? I mean, what else do they really
Yeah,
have? What else do they really have that's going to be like? I mean, they're monthly users. If they come out and say monthly users is up 20%, I don't think anyone's caring. I really don't.
right. No,
It has to be something looking forward with them, to put them back there. Long term though, I'm with you. Like on a good day, like 250, right? Like
right.
things are
Yeah, and
perfect.
that's what I think. Like a 220 to 250 kind of
Yeah,
chance where they'll be. Um, but really, just really solid down here for those tests we're talking about. Okay, cool. So yeah, I am gonna put Meta on our list this
you want it
week.
on here? Okay. Yeah, I mean the 150 to 200 is still a 20% move on a mega cap. That's pretty flipping large, especially in the option side, I would assume.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And if you're in weeklies or 2 weeks out, um, you know, 40, 60, 80%, you can hit trades like that. And if you get a good entry, just intraday flush or something, you'll do really well, and the risk actually isn't that bad either.
Well, I would think like buying next week, like a week away, um, $4 or $5 out of the money on a pullback would be the way to play this because it moves that much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. You know me, I'm not really an options dude. That was it. That was it for you. One, two.
Yep. That's the list.
I like it. All right, let's go through the last week and again be super picky. I think that's work. I think less is more is working for a lot of people. So, um,
Yeah, I do too.
and we can always notes and hot list our notes and main chat stuff if it comes up. So, AI getting past our 3 day rule, but slowly creeping back up to 15 here. Um,
Yes. So 1021 1750 is
okay,
a contract I really like on it.
let's stay here
So that's
then.
40 days out. It's a $50 contract, so it's in the right price point too. Yeah, I think we're good,
Okay,
and I don't think it's going to break down past those lows.
the
So I think
14. Yeah, we're
yeah,
still a good to add share side here. So, um, the only thing I don't like about it is it's tech. Other than that, I love everything about where we're at right now. Um,
yeah,
so we'll go ahead and keep her. Carvana, good addition.
Yeah, that was nice. So Carvana is likely to squeeze again. I don't know if it'll go where it went last time, but let's see here.
You should get a 40 test. I mean,
Yes, yeah, and that's the one I'm seeing. Like 930 40C is looking good.
you want to keep it. It's good on your side. It's sounding like.
Yeah, I want to keep it. I
Okay.
mean, I'll probably trade it almost every day. So
Yeah,
yeah,
100% then. If you trade it, it's tradable. People need to be trading it. That's how I
yeah,
see it. Um, Chegg.
yeah. So I like this one. So I'm wondering. Let me see here if I want to hot list this or not. I kind of wish I had more 30C on it. Um, I do think it's going to go to 25, but might just kind of call it good here.
Okay.
I'm not sure how much more it has after that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with
I
you.
mean, the chart is like, yeah, but um, I just don't. In options, it just doesn't have much juice beyond 25 right now.
We'll take the 10% there. We called the bottom bounce. If you're
Yeah,
already in it, continue. If not, move on.
yeah,
Hertz, similar situation.
yeah. Let me see. Let me see.
That 18 is real strong.
All right, so Hertz, yeah, 22.5C is actually looking kind of bearish as a contract.
Ooh, okay.
So I might kind of pull out for now.
Okay. CDE.
Yeah, I want to keep that. All right, so deal on gold. I think we're kind of just getting started. CDE in particular, um, move towards 350 seems likely. It's might kind of run into some trouble in the 330s or something, but with it being close to three right now, I think adds around three. Um, Looking for a 350 test, scale out along the way.
Love it. Yeah, 350 is our upper line. 348, 273, which we danced off of last week's the lower line, but I like ads around three, especially because of the sector. AUY.
Yeah, likely heading to $5,
Okay, keep it.
and then it's just going to kind of depend on what gold wants to do. I mean, if gold just wants to hit a strong uptrend, this will go back to 6.
Yeah, we're last week we were below the channel, and this week we're right on it, which is 459. 528 is the upper part of it. It just fits perfect in the with the flow. Alto.
Yeah, I mean the setup's kind of the same. Move towards 5.
Okay.
What I think is going to happen.
OR. Yeah, same thing. Again, I like the ads close to 4. Again, 375 is our level with the $5 on the chart. It's the same. It's almost the same. It's funny to me because I'm laughing because the last 3 charts we've looked at are set up the same goddamn way. It's more about
Right.
this. It's more about the setup than the stock. It really
Yep. Yep.
is. Um, ORGN.
Yeah. So let me.
Here's middle of my zone, which is 536 to 7, but this is that it's got that SPAC feel with the $9 level. Really should be $7.
1021 10C.
Yeah, that's your
Uh,
SPAC feel.
strongest contracts. So some whale. So the same. This is one whale that did this. It's for 2024. They bought 7.5C, sold 5P, bought 12.5C, and bought 10C, all for January 2024, and they bought them all at the same time and sold them all. So it's one whale with a pretty large position in that, and not that we follow one of them. I think that the setup was already good, and I'm starting to see, more of a push for it. So yeah, I want to keep it.
Okay. This one has that feel to me like it don't make sense, so that means it's gonna run to like $9 or $10 in a 4-day move.
Yeah.
It happens every time. Lemonade. Yeah, low volume on stock,
Yeah, this is
high volume and options. That's what we look for, right?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so lemonade, I don't actually like buying it right here.
22.
It's just because we're kind of like we're out of my comfort zone channel. But let me take a quick look at the flow. I'm probably gonna take it off for now and just kind of call it good. We had a good week.
Yes.
But
I like being able to have the stock, and we have more than one. Um, we got another one come up here in a pick or two. That we just call and it makes a 10 to 15% move in a week, and then we don't talk about it for like 3 weeks, and then we say, "Hey, lemonade, 22 or
yeah,
whatever," right? I mean that's
like if like lemonade very well could go to like 28 this week,
sure.
but it also can pull back. So it's not really a you can scalp it if you know the stock. Go ahead and trade it, but we're just not in an area for safe ads. So I'll just go ahead and
Perfect.
take the win.
Perfect. And again, the next time, especially a professor, because the flow thing is just clear as day on this. If he mentions it, especially around the $22 level, just buy the damn thing. It's an easy
Yeah.
trade. It really is an easy trade. SD.
All right.
It kind of pulled back a little bit last week, but
Yeah, it did.
finished flat. But finished kind of flat. I still have 1650 to 2050. That's my level.
So 1021, I've got 20C, 22C. So that, yeah, I could see this going to 22 from here. That can happen pretty fast as well. So yeah, I do still like it.
Okay. Yeah, I like under 20 ads. I'm with it on that, especially energy. Here's another one of them you just add on the flipping levels. Datadog.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we
So
doing?
yeah, Datadog. So now we're back over 100.
This for me here, unless you have like 110s, is a take off the list, and we'll tell you about it again in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am. I mean, I could see it. I could see it going to 108 or so. We're coming into CPI week, so I think we could very well
Nasty.
pull right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're not going to forget about it. We'll just take it off for now.
I mean, if you look at the weekly, it's more red than green still. And we've been playing the stock successfully, so just give it time. BTU.
All right, so
I have a feeling you're going to be stubborn on this guy.
yeah, I think
I think you are. It makes sense if you say if that's what you say.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, so this is going to 27 and 30, I think.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm gonna be stubborn.
Yeah. He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna be stubborn." I knew it was gonna be the one. I knew it. Dow.
Very positive to me that this went ahead and grabbed 50, and I see an uptrend as likely and kind of a slow grind. But I do think 55 is going to come fairly soon.
That's,
Um,
I got that. I
Contract I like the most on it is 1021 52.5C. It's about $140. If I were going to swing this, that's the one I would do.
let's keep it. It's just a good.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's ever gonna say, "I bought Dow. What do I do?"
Right. Yeah.
I mean, just your YOLO and option contracts. Hood.
Yeah. So Hood, I think is probably going to go to 11 and change, 1150, 60. But given that it's 1060 right now,
Yeah.
I'm going to just kind of call it good and maybe come back to it.
Samesies. You got 11 though. Shout out, Professor. It was 8.5,
Yeah.
and he called 11.
Yeah, no, it's I think that Hood has a decent future, and I think this is probably a $15 to $20 stock.
Agreed. You're just gonna get 9 again.
Exactly. Yeah.
Kodak.
Yeah, Kodak's in a really good spot for a move to like 650. So we should keep it.
It's respecting our 3-month-old trend line like you wouldn't believe. Um, Kind of on not in the lower part of our channel. We have 450, but low enough from the $7 top that it's still playable to me. Um, love it a lot. Cold. You want to keep this
Yeah,
one?
I mean,
You
you
want
have
to
to
keep?
keep cold. Yeah.
Okay. MRO.
Um,
That had a
this
good
will this will hit my notes. I don't think it's a hot list kind of stock though at this point. But I do think if oil takes off, this is going to like 28 to 30. But
So
yeah, we'll
so
just see my name.
oil back to 90, 95. Look at MRO. Good call.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. Next two are gonna be interesting. Nat first.
This one, I hope people trade this. It's so good. All right, so
We were calling this at $1.70, $1.80.
yeah, um, yeah, I think it slows down a bit here. Um, I'll probably go and take it off.
Let's
But
take the dub.
yeah,
Rig.
Rick showed some strength in some kind of not so great conditions. Was pretty impressed with that. I do think that this will go to 4
Four. Yeah.
fairly quickly. Let's see here.
It's real strong off 350, enough to probably keep it in my notes regardless.
Yeah, I mean I don't see a lot like there's some activity at 4.5C, but 4C is just so strong, and like 1021 4C is $30. That's a really great price point to swing, and I do think we hit that. So yeah, I like it.
Right, so
I do think that ads closer to 350 would be good.
all right, let's keep it then. We got the thesis
Yeah.
is too similar.
Yeah.
STNG. Scorpion tankers, right?
Yep.
All time high, right? All time high, right?
It just keeps going. Oh man. Should have kept more when I originally bought this thing. Let me see here.
Every oil stock you've ever DD'd.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're just not stopping. This is crazy. So 91645C, 102147C leaps to 50. It's just yeah, I don't know what's going to break this uptrend. I, I guess I would say that you want to try to catch some pullbacks where you can.
Do you want to keep it
We
or do you want to retire it? I mean,
um
it's up to you. I mean, I don't really play the. You know me, I don't really play all time highs. It's not
right,
my
right.
bag.
Yeah, no, we'll take it off and then I'll just bring up how it's still going.
I mean, if
So
anyone says anything, you send them to me, and I'll let them know you found this shit at like $20.
yeah.
um, Sense kind of sideways week. I love this here. It's definitely in my notes.
Yeah, it's back in my filters. 2C leaps. It's gonna test two again.
You want to keep Atlas in?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. TA side, it's really good. Baba.
Yes, I want to keep Baba. I do not. I don't. I mean, unless you're just scalping options, I wouldn't buy it right here. But I do think that it's going to test 95. If this week is really green, positive, whatever, could easily see this at 100,
Yep.
and it sometimes can just happen overnight. So definitely one to watch.
Yeah, this interests me to get down here because when it gets to like 110, the 150 is going to come quick. I like that one. DNMR.
So I was kind of waiting for the AMRS crowd to rotate into this one, and they haven't yet. AMRS is still going, but yeah, I think this one's next, and its moves aren't quite as dramatic, but this is likely going to $5, so that's a nice move from here.
I think we were begging encryption to buy it at 4 and just wait, and then
Yeah,
then it moved 10%. Or no, that was vegan. It was vegan. So the 390 to 4, I don't think you can go wrong here. Um, very few things, but I would say like kind of swing hold on to right now, and this is one of them that I'm pretty confident in. Um, one of the few I also have I have 550, so that you only have five. That rarely happens. Usually you're a little higher than me, so
yeah, yeah,
I like that a lot. Lumen.
yeah. Lumen is a really good buy under $10. It's going to 11 easy, probably within a week or so.
It's getting
In my
volume too right now, which I like. Um, and I'm with you on that under 10. Oh, dang it, we got a ton of them, but they're all really good.
yeah.
Sands, little
Uh,
sandstorm. That's another gold, huh?
it is. We probably have enough gold. I'll go and take this one off. It the ads here aren't as good as some of the other ones. If gold goes, they're all going to go. But
Yes, yes.
you can get more bang for your buck out of AUI right now.
Okay. SWN.
Yeah. So let's see.
Got a lot of these stocks just had a shit fucking Tuesday, and got it all back the rest of the week. It's really nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've got 9 on it and 10, some 10 leaps.
Yeah. We got to keep it.
Yeah.
That's got squeeze possibility too. That's what originally got me on it. And I was like, wait, it's energy. Even better.
Yeah.
DoorDash. What a time to add. Nice ad, Professor.
Oh yeah, thanks. um, yeah, so Dash is yeah, could easily get to 70,
70.
75. I'm gonna take it off for now just because like it got what I was looking for, which was during a decent market week, just having like a day where it just goes crazy, and more ahead, but taking it off the hot list for now.
Perfect. SQQQ.
Yeah, this one got smacked around a little bit, which is fine. It's an inverse ETF. Uh, with it being CPI week and all that, yeah, I want to keep it. I basically I'm encouraging people to learn to play this. It's a lot safer than just trying to do puts on tech with weeklies or something.
I like it. I like it. It's a good addition, kind of like Golden Boil, just evolution of what we do. So
Yeah, I mean, you get a couple red days. This will be $48 from here. So
yes, yes. PTLO. Finally got my move off at 22.
yeah, it's funny. Like I was trading Red Robin, which is like a regional restaurant down here, but similar kind of thesis. Let me see here.
RRGB.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got those. We got those.
Oh, you do? Oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I think that's a totally different topic, but I think that's a fucking steal right now. It's like $7.
Yeah, no, it is. All right. 9/16/25 C 11/18/30 C. So
God,
setup's still
yeah.
really strong on this.
All right, we'll keep it. Pen. I have 28, 29 to 37 and a quarter. Kind of in the
Yeah,
middle of the channel.
when we added the gambling stuff, it wasn't going to be a 1 week thing ever to me. So I think we're just kind of just getting started.
Okay. Pop that over. Val. We got above 13 out of the channel here. 17 was the next target. I think that's where your strikes were.
Yeah, that's where. Yeah, I'd been calling out leaps on this in my notes for weeks, and yeah, it's been good. All right, let me see here what I got. Twelve, 16, 18 C. Yeah, I think we're gonna hit a pretty decent uptrend here.
It grinded last time, so
Yep.
I like it. And you call again another safe entry. You called bottom on that. Good stuff for sure. Chewy. $42.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting. Chewy was quiet compared to some other stocks where it's usually a pretty big mover, and I think we're going to get back to that soon. So I've got 102144C.
Yeah, that's the ticket, man. The 32 level is ridiculously strong on this thing too. Um, so I like ads under
Yeah, so
35.
definitely be on the lookout if we do get a dip to that.
Yeah,
That would go pretty large there.
yeah, yeah. DNA.
Yeah, I got $4 on it.
I think this should go. Like I think this should go again. Um, Sooner than later. I'm surprised it hasn't already. That it's taken this long, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm with you.
F cell. Once again, proving the only ER setup that's really worth playing is the negative reaction to a positive or mixed ER.
Yeah, that was a hell of a reversal on this. I like the sector a lot, and we had just we just put plug on there, and I mean that there's so many of these you can trade, but like F cell and plug are the ones I like. I've just had the most success with those, and very likely to see this at $5 by October. So I do like it.
All right, let's stay on it.
Yeah.
Uh, DWAC. Sorry.
Oh God. Yeah, the DWAC. That was pretty wild what it did. So I thought 22 would hold really well on this. Obviously, it fell way below that, but then it came back to it. Um, their whole the voting and the extensions and all that is just kind of a cluster fuck to me. So I don't quite know what to make of DWAC. I know like whales are really into it, like they're buying a ton of this, but flow is kind of mixed, so they sort of move it around. This could fall to like $15 or $10. I mean,
Sure.
if things go bad. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and take it off, but I would still definitely pay attention to it.
I think it I'm just gonna say it the way I say shit. I'm gonna go out and say you need to be a little patient because this thing did hold 22 outside of pre-market. If you look at the charts,
Yeah,
it was all
yeah,
pre-market. It came right back to 22. So I think it showed great strength at 22. You just had to be patient with it. Um, Other than that, I'm with you on everything you said, and I fucking hate that I ever introduced you to
yeah.
it. And the other one I like better, to be honest, because I think they have more upside, especially if these guys fall through. That CFVI.
Yeah. I mean, it's
It's the inverse.
DWAC's like half their board could go to prison. That wouldn't surprise me. So yeah,
Hey, that they keep pushing the vote off just says something to me too. So,
yeah, yeah.
um, where are you with Weber?
Yeah, actually, I mentioned it earlier because I do like Weber.
Okay.
So
No, I'm with you.
this is likely to squeeze again, and
It's
kind of
10
hard to
bucks.
say
10 bucks.
when. Um, but yeah, $10 is my level,
Yeah.
and November calls are what they're targeting for now. And what if they still believe in that? What they'll do, they'll just keep pushing that back. But so that what they want is they want like over a month leeway at the top end of where they see it going, and then they'll just sell out of it then. So yeah, I think it's going to 10.
And for me, this is like a short squeeze play, so you really just got to figure out your risk assessment And just to keep it real simple, let's say your risk assessment is like $100, right? Like that's all you want to risk on something like this. It's stupid. So you just buy 100 shares at like $6, and your stop loss is 5. It's that simple. It's just that, so you got it. You got to give yourself a little bit of room and limit your risk that way. And then you just hang out in this thing at 6, and if it runs to 10, there's your win. If not, you sell it on the way down to 5. Because 6 is held really, really, really well. We're talking 3 tests over 2.5 months. Um, so that's kind of the pivot for me.
Yeah, and if you do options, just with something like this that's gonna
Yeah, how do
that
you
you're
hang
looking
out? How do you hang out in this?
um I just do what the whales do and go for like 6 weeks out or
Okay.
so. 6 to 8 weeks is fine, and just sort of wait it out. A small enough position where my stop on it could be as high as like 50% or something.
There you go.
I don't average down or anything like that. I just whatever position I get, that's just it, and I just wait for that explosive move, because when it does hit, you'll go like 400% on those
Yes.
options.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that's the
So
best way to look at it. Like if you're saying 50% stop loss and you don't want to lose, like, I mean, some people, $100 is like a lot to lose. And some people, 1,000 or 2,000, that's what they lose on some trades sometime. Pac talks about all the time is shit fucking moving 4 to 6,000 either way.
yeah,
So depending on your risk, that's how you got to set up the trade, in my opinion, because it just makes it easier. It really just makes it easier for you to get in and not have to like worry about the position or try to over manage it. And you can just let the play happen. If you're like, you know what, I'm gonna buy these 3 contracts for $300. I'm gonna stop loss at 50%. That's $150 if I lose, and I'm looking for the 100 or 200% run to scale out half of these contracts and see what happens. I mean, that you just got to keep it that simple, in my opinion, on a lot of these. And this is one for me that really fits that narrative because you need to just hang out in it. You're not day trading this.
yeah, exactly. And with squeeze plays, like this room is pretty good about finding the ones that are likely to do that. Just can't, it's hard to say when,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
you know, it's yeah, it's worth it. It's worth the risk when this is you're not just looking to swing this to 750. Like you're looking for that explosive move, and when you get
Exactly.
it, it's going to be more than worth it to have those options.
Love it. Last one on the list. We got a little bit into teaching there, but that's what we were about anyways.
Yeah,
Shop.
yeah. This was so good.
Yeah.
Just I was screaming 34, and it hit.
Well, just on the ad too. If you look at the day chart, it's like fucking straight downhill. We get the little, not even really a downhill on Tuesday, and then bright back up the rest of the week. I mean, just a perfect time to put back on the list.
Yep. And this is one like we talk about kind of like where do you see this
Yeah.
stock, kind of like I mean it's probably like a $50 to $70 stock or something like that to me. But down here it might stay down here for a bit. I'm probably going to take it off for now.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of flow. I want to see more 40C, to get back into it. So we'll probably return to it. If it does pull back to our previous levels here, then we'll just hit it again.
I dig it. I like it. Alrighty. Now we get into my list, which I can't believe you ain't seen this list yet. That's crazy to me because about half these
No,
names.
yeah, I was moving all day, so I didn't get a chance to look at that.
Well, you just mentioned so many, and I think we already have 6 on. You 6 of them are you added. So this is crazy to me. Um, Airbnb think we're just at the top of a channel here.
Yeah, this one. So I was actually looking into this a bit earlier.
Yeah, I got 90 to 120. We're at the 120 for the second time off of a higher low. 150 is your volume profile. Real gappy on the 1 year to that level. So if you had 40s or 50s, I think it'd be an addition. Um, if not, wait till we have 140s or 150s on your end.
Yeah, so the 150C is the flow on it's a little bit mixed, so I'd want to see that turning a little more
Okay.
bullish.
I'm I'm gonna
To get
put
in.
I'm just gonna put next week here.
Yeah,
See what happens there. AMD high or low, right below our level, which is 86, range to 105.
yeah. So like Thursday, I said like my whole thing was I don't actually trade semiconductors that much, and so when I do kind of notice one, it's usually a good sign. And AMD was actually the one I was after. Um, Very nice move on Friday, and I do think this probably is headed to $95.
That's what I was say. If you have 95s or better, I think we add it. If not, I'm fine with not adding it. But if you have 95s or better, if it's strong,
Um,
it's going.
yeah, I've got 95 for
Let's do it.
yeah,
We'll make
2 weeks
some.
out.
We'll make somebody happy on that. 95. Kind of fits the Weber sector apron. Yeah, you got flow on
Oh
that.
yeah, nice pullback on Friday.
Yeah, right to a psych level too, which you love to see.
So I've got 10C, 930 10C. I got sold puts at 7, so that's a good sign too.
Is it A plus or better for notes?
Um, Probably better for notes
Okay,
just based on
it's at
where it's positioned here. Yeah.
perfect. BBIG back in the news, right on a dollar, eating the dollar level up. Yeah, the weekly chart's fucking beautiful here.
Yeah, 1C is definitely bullish. So then, like 1.5C, I start to look at that, and it is actually getting some attention. The weeklies on 1.5C are like $2, and
God, that's
you'll
a good lotto.
yeah, I mean, moon or zero with that, but yeah, I do like it. I think it's in a good spot. Let's add it.
Okay. Cenex. Did I tell you that while you're looking up this one? So I fat fingered a trade last week.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I went to buy 100 shares of AA at 46 and change,
Mm-hmm.
and I bought 1,000 shares
Oh
of
wow.
of AA, and I sold it like immediately. I lost about $200. Um, yeah, but it really wasn't that like the $200 is no big deal. The fucking the trade in itself wasn't no big deal, but removing that much of my account on Wednesday sucked ass.
Yeah,
It's yeah, because I didn't have no money to trade with the rest of the
it
week.
had to settle. Yeah,
Yeah, I was well, yeah, because we're at the first, so I mean, I don't got a ton in there. I think like
yeah, yeah.
with margin, I like have maybe 70, 75 somewhere in there, and um, yeah, but and then like the Thursday afternoon, I look at AA and it's up at like 51, and I was like,
Right.
well, I would have been up 6 grand, but I wouldn't have been able to sleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this where it's at. I think it has a little bit more range than AA. I'm looking for 12.
Yes, Cenex is looking. I've got $10.
I like that even too.
$12 leaps. So yeah, I'm with you.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Um, I blame you for this one. I just like the chart now. EVTL.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I can't get away from it because it sits on volume profile, which is 5 with range back to 7. That's 50% to me. But it just sucks up 5.
Yeah. So what the whales do with this one? They're buying 12.5C for 1021, and they're selling 12.5C as well. So yeah, I think they think it's gonna go.
A plus.
Yeah, yeah.
God
This is
dang
looking good.
it. 12.5, huh? Wow. Um, Funko.
Let's see.
2338 is legit the only line I have on my chart. We pivoted off of that for about a month. Had a big drop on ER. Now we're bouncing off of that on the other underside, but we're on that line right now. Looking for range back to the 27, 28 level.
Interesting. So I don't have a lot above 25C on this right now.
Okay, that's not enough meat.
I think TA might be early, and flow will follow.
Okay. Groupon.
I actually almost put this on there. I actually usually trade Groupon and Yelp together. Um, they usually follow a kind of similar deal. Okay, so Groupon. Yeah, looking like it's gonna go test 14.
14,
To
yeah.
me.
All right. HL. I think I got this one from you too. Yes, this is a mining company.
Let's I wish I'm not seeing enough
Okay.
450. Like four is pretty bullish. If gold goes, it's going to go to 450. But I think some of the ones we have a better, little bit of better setup.
What? Let me read what. Yeah, these guys acquired somebody. That was the play. It wasn't
Oh,
nothing
okay,
on the
cool.
chart. It just they had acquisition news. Just wanted to see if
Yeah.
you see anything on your end. IMAX
Yeah,
reclaiming the.
actually, I put this in my notes the other day. Um, um,
I'm waiting for them to partner with a theater or buy a theater and do their own thing. That's their only gig, right? They have to have screens.
yeah.
IMAX doesn't convert to my TV.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. They're really bullish on all expirations. $18 is extremely likely. And then, it's just about, is it going to break through that? There are
20.
some leaps to 2022.
Yeah.
So otherwise, we're just going to stay in this channel for a bit. But we're in a spot where you could play it to 18 and do pretty well.
Perfect. That's what I'm seeing. MGM. Back on that 35. I'm looking for 40s.
I was in I was in LVS all week. And
Las Vegas Sands.
Las Vegas Sands. Yeah, and it's looking pretty bullish. Yeah, this one too. So basically, I've got October 3840C. And it looks kind of to me like that 39 is the bottom of a previous
Yes.
channel. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So
yeah, right here.
That's what I think would probably look to test, and then could possibly break through that.
That's 10% from here, though. Let's do it. Let me look at this chart real quick. I don't even know how to do this one. Yeah, 9. Sorry.
Nine, the stock 9?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I haven't looked at this one in a while.
Just throttling since the pump. Right on 3. I need a big read here, though, like 5 or 6.
Yeah, no, I don't have that. I've got like 3.5, so I think this one might stay quiet for a while.
Yep. This one, I don't know how you're not all over constantly. NOV. It just has the professor look, and it's in that sector. I have 17 as the top of our channel. It's not giving it up. Range to 19, looking to break out to 20.
Yeah, I got leaps to 30.
That's what I don't know how you're not on this. I really don't.
Yeah.
I just don't know how this has not been on your platter.
Yeah, I don't know. It hasn't shown up in my
filters.
The volume isn't huge on it, but I mean, it doesn't need a lot to move. So yeah, flow setup's pretty good. So TA's right. I think it's good.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah, no, TA's great. It's just waiting for it to happen. If not, we're sitting in this 17 to 20, which, I mean, that's not a bad, that's not bad at all. That's over 10%.
Yeah.
Rad. Oops.
I do like Rad. Let me see where the flow is.
We had 6 before. It kind of made it all the way back there. It's kind of sent on volume profile right now with range to 9. So your 7 to 9 is what I'm looking at.
I have leaps to 9 and leaps to 11.
11 was the last tie. It's October or like January.
No, they'd be like January.
Your call here.
Probably notes on this one for me.
Okay, I was gonna say I'd say for me maybe wait another week.
Yeah.
Okay. Root. I think I messaged you midweek. Like, if you see anything, let me know, and that's kind of still where I'm at. But I wanted to talk about it. It should have been $18 after the split. If you go with the price before the split, and we're way below that. We're like way below that.
Yeah, so I've it's on my radar. I don't quite have the flow read yet to get into this, but I do see this going to like $15. Um, I just think we might.
Go to 10.
Yeah,
That's that. If I don't hear from you, that's what I'm looking for, is for it to bounce off of 10 back to 12 or 13. That's what I'm waiting on. Or for the flow read to come in at some random time and say, hey, we're going back to 17 or 18.
yeah. That's so. Yeah, I am look. There is some flow down to 10. So I think we probably see that, and then we'll go from
Go
there.
from there. Okay. Tell. I love the $4 level. 5 or 6 is what I need to see. Or whatever you've seen before when you introduced us to the room.
Yeah. Yeah, I got Leafs to 7, and
Let's go.
that's like 2024. But the sold puts at 4.5 look nice. It's got some 5C.
Yeah.
Yeah, tells good. I like it here.
I think five or six for sure. TMC. Another one kind of I thought would hit filters on you, and it hasn't. Holding the dollar real well all over socials. It's like a shitty metal one. I think again another one I think you turned us on to. Um,
Yeah.
um, yeah, but it's gotten a lot of social talk, which is odd, and it's holding the dollar really well. Actual low was 80. Was that their move? Was that 20% their move, or has this thing got the twos in it?
It's yeah, two C on the Leafs is still really bearish.
Okay.
So
I'm not in love with the chart, so
no, yeah, I'm not. Doesn't quite have the flow right now.
okay. I'm surprised you didn't mention this one in yours, Nikola.
Oh, I actually I meant to. Yeah,
I have
that
479 to it's like 770 is what I have. So we're real close to the bottom.
yeah. So this definitely is on my radar this week. Um, 6C, 7C, both really strong for October.
Yeah, let's add it then. I think we're timing this one perfectly. Um, I think this is the second week in a row. Fossil, FOSL.
Is this fossil like fossil watches and
Apparel, yeah.
yeah, okay. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, 4C. It looks good.
That's where we are, low
Enough.
key.
Yeah, I mean they are pretty much kind of going in the money. I do have some 6C for November, but not really enough volume to say much about it.
Let's give it another week.
Yeah.
Um, two more. I'm sorry, I had so many. OKTA. This is
This one's an ER overreaction, isn't it?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I just got a fat ass gap. Fat ass gap, 70 to 80.
Yeah, that's crazy. Let's see here. So yeah, 70C for 916. That's a
Yes.
pretty nice move for a week.
Yeah.
So
Add it.
yeah. Yeah.
I like it. All right, last but not least, I don't even know where I got this one from. I'm gonna have to look at the chart. We'll do it together. PBF. Where the hell did I get this one? Inside Bar Weekly. Okay. Yeah, it's Inside Bar Weekly. Um, yeah. PBF $30 level here, range back to 40, high or low.
Some
Yeah,
real stock. Yeah, let
yeah.
me see here.
Sector. I think Sector stood out too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 50 cross 200 on the weekly as well. That might have been it too. There was a couple things I liked about it. The old Golden Cross.
Yeah, I got 34, 38, 1021. Yeah, looking like it'll just retest that recent high.
A plus or nah?
It's pretty good. I mean, our list is pretty full.
All right. You know about it now. You know about it now. That's good for me. Yeah, no, we got a huge list here. I like where we are though. I think we got a good mix, a little bit of everything, and if you want to play a certain sector, we have one. We even got a chip on there. So
Yeah.
last but not least, let's do a little 2-minute here on SPY real quick and call it a vid.
Okay.
What do you think about this thing right now? It's 406.
Yeah. I mean, I think if the reaction to CPI is positive, let me call this up.
Okay, I'll go first. I'm sorry. For me,
Yeah.
that 400 level was real big from just the TA standpoint, but you're still in the 380, 370, 380, whatever you want to call it, to 430 channel, 440, 430 channel. I'm with what the professor was going to say. I think we hover maybe back down to the 400, but the 400, 410 until you get CPI, and then we're either going to shoot up to the 430 real quick or shoot down to the 370 real quick. But either one of those levels should be broken this week. That's my prediction. Is by the end of the week we'll have chosen a direction one way or the other, either over 430 or below 480 or 380. That's just where I'm at with it.
Yeah, that is sort of where I was going. Like that, 430 is that number. I mean, if we're gonna be bullish, and this is gonna continue, it really has to break that, and then that 400 level holding is really huge. When I look at what actually happened with the flow on it, kind of not surprisingly, you had late in the day a lot of people buying puts. Some of those are hedges. Some are just like people saying, what goes up must come down. This assumption that the day before CPI is going to be red, at least to open. So I wouldn't read too much into that. There is a lot of put selling around 400. So those whales are kind of banking on people like, just assuming the market's going to go down. So I think, you will see some of that. But yeah, I mean, it's just it's a week of where the market's going to try to make a decision, and it's just your guess is as good as mine in terms of what direction that will be. When I look at that option flow, there is a kind of a bull case to be made on a lot of stuff I look at. So I definitely could see that happening, but it's better to react to what happens than just try to throw a dart and predict it.
I think that's one of the things that Pac does really well is he just finds that window on the day, right? Like the
Yeah.
tolerances on the. He doesn't care if Spy's going to be 420 or 415. He just finds that range and then plays off those bounces, whether it's the bottom bounce or the top bounce every day. And taking that out of it, especially in a week like this, I think is beneficial. Because if you're just someone that's going to say 430 because we're going to the moon, or you're someone that says 370 because the market's going to die, just the turbulence through the week could eat you alive. So you're better off just playing the fringes, in my opinion. And yeah, yeah. So establishing those, like you do it every day with Coin and Oxy and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and he does it more like with Tesla and Spy and AMD. But it's the same theory. It's just finding that tolerance in that range. Um, like for me, I could see Spy totally testing 400 the first hour Monday because exactly what you're saying. Like there's going to be a lot of selling pressure. People think the week's going to be crap, but we could finish the day at 410. Um, that totally could be your Monday, in my opinion. Like a dip in the morning and a strong finish. So um, I think you're better
Yeah,
off
and when you
playing that level.
and you just have to be when you're trading this. It's where we talk about walking up a stop loss, but I mean the reason you do that is if you look at, especially when it's selling off, that it can bounce back very quickly, and when you're in shorter expiration stuff, you could be up 50% and down 10% in about 15 seconds. So you just want to make sure that you have that you're protecting that position. I usually what I try to do is if I catch any kind of sustained move, I like a trailing stop. You just kind of get a feel for how wide you want to make that, whether it's like $20 or $50 or whatever, and and then it'll just
Take
go
care of
for a
itself.
ride, and
Take
then
care of
it'll
itself.
stop.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah,
take
I
care
mean,
of
yeah, you just
itself.
walk away and know that you won, and either
Yeah.
you're gonna walk away with $150 or $400 or whatever. But it's a good feeling. You don't have to really sit there and agonize over when am I going to sell. You just know that you're going to come out green on it. So yeah, I like those. Uh, Not all brokers have that. I use E Trade for that, but yeah, that's a good system.
And as someone that has screwed the pooch on a trailing stop a couple times, no, you're not gonna. It's not a perfect science. You don't put a 5% or a 15% or probably a 25% with options. It's a little bigger, I assume, on that side.
Yeah,
You don't do that and nail it every time. It's an acquired skill on something that you need to use and then understand that like this stock is going to need this much room or this one's going to need this much room and you figure it out through time. But the name of the game is closing trades green, not closing trades with 100% of the profit that we could have got from the trade. That's just not the goal. It never will be. Just closing them green and making them easy and emotionless is what you want to do. So, yeah, practice. You have to practice that too.
yeah, and I mean, especially like when you trade options, your overall thesis can be right, but a couple candles can shake you out of a trade, and it's or even just one. So it's that part of it can be frustrating. You mitigate that by using longer expirations, um, but yeah, you just kind of got to get a feel for your own style with it, and just use the tools that are available to you.
Exactly. Perfect. Hey, well, Professor, I appreciate you adjusting for me this week. Um,
Yeah,
that worked out for me good. Another great session, though. Appreciate your time as always.
yeah, no, yeah. I'm glad we got this out. I'll have my list updated tomorrow since we have the extra day, and we'll go from there. I'll have more sector notes and little options watch lists as well.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Been killing it for sure. So, yeah, let's have a good week.
Yep.